Namaste students, my name is JVNS Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayati Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss a practical session, and the name of the practical is Study of Microbial Production. And this is uh, belonging with a subject Medical Biotechnology Lab. So in the industries or in the labs, the microbial production is can be obtained by three different ways, that are the batch process, the batch process, and the continuous process. Okay, so in the batch process we add the materials at the beginning, and production is yielded at the end of the reactions, or at the end of the fermentation. The fat batch process is also known as the semi-batch process. It is basically a modified batch process. In that, the media addition is there to increase the production yield of the culture. And third one is the continuous process, that is the perfusion culture to increase the production yield up to 10 times. Okay, so in that we add the fresh nutrients, and we collect the fermented broth in between. So that are basically the three setups. So in the fermentation, we use some sources, carbon sources, for example, the sugar source, to for getting the products. And what are the products? Generally, they are there may be some acids, there may be alcohols, there may be gaseous, some proteins, vitamins, and secondary metabolites, etc. Okay. So the aim of the industries is to getting the more and more benefits, and to set up a cost-effective process. So for the sake of the maximum benefit, the various factors, for example, we can say the cost of the media, the supplements, the process runtime, bacterial growth and viability, producer titer and yield, and the product quality, they are standardized, and the process is standardized. So the concentration of nutrients and byproducts in the culture medium are important influencing factor. So that is why during the process development, bioprocess engineers decide which method should be adopted, either batch, continuous, or fed batch. So if we see that what happens in the batch, fed batch, and continuous, we can understand and we can choose according to the application, according to our interest, that which process is beneficial for us. So in the batch fermentation, all the stuffs, either it is a microbe or the culture medium, all things are added in the initial time, at the first time. Okay, then because we are not adding anything, we are not removing anything in between in the batch culture. So what happens, that the microbial growth is there, they consume the nutrients there, and gradually the nutrients level coming down, and the byproducts accumulates, and they increases continuously in the batch culture. Okay, so it is a continuous changing environment in the batch fermentation. Because the broth is removed at the end of the run, so if we see the pattern of the growth in the batch fermentation, we can identify 4 different phases: lag, log, stationary, and death phase. Okay, so what are that? In the lag phase, the microbes are adjusting themselves, so they are not growing in a much speed. So that is a lag phase. They are adapting to the environment. Okay, and when they adapted to the new environment, they start multiplying exponentially. Okay, and that is the log phase. In the log phase, they consumes the nutrients, they divide, and during the this phase, lag phase, or we can say sorry, the log phase, or the exponential growth phase, the microbes divide at a constant rate. When nutrients are getting depleted and byproducts accumulate, the growth slows down, and the new enters into the new phase, that is the stationary phase, where they are the usually harvest the culture. This is the phase where you have to collect the product. Okay. um, and if we are not stopping the culture here, it may convert into the death phase. Okay, because no nutrients is there, the byproducts are very much accumulated. Okay, cell debris are there. So it is characterized by the decrease in the cell viable cell density. So the application, if we ask that why we should adopt the batch fermentation, because this is very easy to operate, and there is a very low risk of the contamination. Okay, because it is not disturbed in between, so the chances of the contamination are very low. Some disadvantages also there, that it is comparatively you get the low cell densities here, that is relatively higher in rest of the processes. So in contrast with the batch fermentation, the fat batch fermentation is somewhat modified type of the process. So what is the modification? That the microorganisms can be inoculated in the starting here also. It is started as a batch culture also here. Okay, microorganisms are inoculated and they grown under the batch type of the process. And after some time, that is pre-decided, the nutrients are added to the fermenter in increments throughout the remaining duration. Okay, so that's why that is the fed batch, because we are feeding the culture medium. The entire culture suspension is removed at the end of each run. The start of feeding is normally determined by substrate limitation in the broth. Okay, that and the run the time profile of feeding should be designed in a way that the substrate remains non-excessive while microbial growth is fully supported. So because of the addition of fresh nutrients, excessive biomass accumulation normally occurs in the exponential growth phase. That is benefit over the batch condition. Okay, and that's why the fed batch fermentation is very useful for the bioprocess aiming for high biomass density or the high productivity. Okay, so because the substrate is not overfed during the process, bioproducts accumulation is also can be standardized. It is limited. So that's not anything about to worry. So in the continuous fermentation, the fresh medium is continuously added to the fermenter, while used medium and cells are harvested at the same time. So it is continuous type of the setup. Okay, you are adding the nutrients and you are downstreaming the culture medium. So consumed nutrients are replaced and toxic metabolites are removed from the culture simultaneously. So when addition and removal are at the same rate, the culture volume stays constant, and therefore, in contrast to the fat batch fermentation, the maximum working volume of the vessel does not limit the amount of the fresh medium or feed solution, which can be added to the culture in the course of the process. So keeping the working volume constant, the furthermore simplifies culture setups based on the constant power to volume strategy. So the rate of medium exchange can be optimized to reach the steady state. You can optimize everything, and you have to optimize standardize everything here. Okay, so I think principle is very much clear to you. Okay, now we are talking about the materials required, which materials you require to perform this experiment. You need at least 5 flasks. You need an incubator to incubate the media. You need autoclave to sterilize the medium. You need culture media to feed the microbes. Then bacterial inocula, that is essential. Distilled water, measuring cylinder, pH meters, and small equipments you need here. Okay. Now, what is the procedure? So, to check the microbial culture, microbial production, you have to set 3 different setups for each batch, fat batch, and the continuous culture. Okay, we want to study the study the microbial production. Okay, so what is the difference in the microbial production if we are growing the or we are using the fed culture, we are using the fat batch culture, or we are using the continuous culture. So they prepare media in 3 different flasks, and you have to, after preparation of the media, you have to sterilize it properly sterilize it in the autoclave using 121 degrees Celsius, 15 lbs pressure, and at least for 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so after the sterilization, we have to inoculate the media, so inoculate the microbes, and we have to mark that this flask will be studied as the batch. This is a fat batch and this is continuous. So mark the batch, fat batch, and continuous on the flask. Okay, one flask is marked as the batch, second flask is marked as the fat batch, and third one is marked as a continuous process. Then set the setup such as the fat batch marked flask can be fed with the fresh media in between, and the continuous marked flask can be maintained by adding fresh media and removing the used media in between the fermentation process. And finally, you observe the microbial growth after specified incubation time interval, and you analyze the results. So what is the speed of the culture, what is from which you can get the maximum production. So observe and write in the result. Okay, so this was all about the experiment, the study of the microbial production, and I hope you are satisfied with this tutorial session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.